been a lot of rumors about upcoming Ninja Turtles movie in 2011, and I'm ready to get the inside scoop. I'm Faith, and I'm here with Luke Keith and Steve Lee, and they've been working on for 4 years a live-action Ninja Turtles movie. So tell me, why Ninja Turtles?
I'd say it started back 2005 when after Batman Begins came out, and we both saw the movie and were just so excited about, that Batman Begins changed everything. That showed people that you could take a superhero movie seriously. And after we saw that, our minds were just racing with the possibilities. And naturally, the first thing that came to our minds was Ninja Turtles. That's been our favorite comic book superhero story since we were children.
What were your thoughts while writing this movie?
Our thoughts in the beginning were to keep the movie dark, was to keep the movie simple, and was to keep the movie common sense. We wanted the movie to make sense. We wanted the movie to be strong and foundational.
We just felt like that Turtles, it's just such, for whatever reason, it just struck a note with children, back in the 80s, and it needed a good, a true to form, serious movie, something that I think the fans deserve it. I think this is something that all the Turtles fans have been waiting for, a Turtles movie done right.
Now, you guys don't even have the rights to the Ninja Turtles. Why pursue the vision?
We've been fighting that one for a long time. I can't tell you how many people told us it can't be done because, first of all, you don't own the rights. You guys are nobodies. You're not in the industry. You don't. Who are you? And honestly, if the studios don't listen to anything we have to say, that's fine. I just really want this movie to be made right and do the fans a justice that they deserve, that we've been waiting for since we were kids.
What makes your movie different from the previous Ninja Turtles movies?
Even when we were writing the synopsis for our film, there were times where we wrote and it was a page or 2 pages or 3 pages, and then we got to the 4th page or so, and then we said, this doesn't make sense, this is horrible, I'm not happy with this direction. So you just can't change what's on the 4th page. You have to go back to what the root of the problem is. And we feel like we were able to do that because we had foundational grounds. But with TMNT, you can't go back to maybe the beginning of the film or in the middle of the film or change anything because the whole foundation is wrong. So we felt like the first thing we needed to do was to get a good grasp on who the characters were and how they relate to each other.
You guys have obviously put a lot of thought into your Turtles movie, but what have you done for those who didn't grow up with the Ninja Turtles?
Well, I think that's why it's so important that we start with something everyone can understand. That's why you need to give the Turtles a context for their existence. Like I said, the Turtles are not the beginning. They're a continuation of this ninja saga that's been going on for hundreds of years. You don't just start with Shredder as the Shredder, Turtles as the Turtles. Okay, now now they fight each other. Oh, cool. You can't do that. You gotta give the story a context. Ever since I was little, there's always been questions that I've had that I've wanted to be answered. Why does Leonardo have a sword? Why does Raph have a sai? Why does Michelangelo have a nunchuck? And why? And these are big questions. And I think when we answer some of these things in the way that we did in our story, that it gives you a much better understanding of these characters and why they do what they do.
We thought when we created this world, we're not going to show just their successes, but also their failures to make their successes more realistic.
Right.
So when Michelangelo's nunchucking around and he's hitting himself and he just wants to quit, when you do see him finally do it, it's going to be great. Or when Leonardo has the practice sticks and Splinter's just hitting him and you're just like, man, I thought you were supposed to be good, but you're going to see a time when they were not good. And that's going to show the contrast.
There are parts of who the Turtles are that we felt needed to be part of this film. And we do that by giving the story of the Turtles, by giving a context. I really feel that it's important that our movie makes sense. And that, and these things, they're not something that you're going to walk out of the theater going, wow, that didn't make sense. But you're going to have this little uneasiness about the movie and say, it wasn't right. It didn't feel quite right. And you may not know what that is. But it's because of issues like that they don't make sense in your head. So it doesn't feel right to you. And we really want everything to just kind of fit together and make sense in our world. And that's really, I think, what we're striving for and what sets our movie apart from the previous Turtles film, and I'm sure the one that they're going to be releasing in 2011.
4 years in the making. You guys have been working on this project. I want to see something. What do you have to show?
Well, we got this nifty poster that we made. It's pretty cool. It's just see the Turtles logo that we designed here. Our idea behind the logos, we really wanted to stress the seriousness of this movie and just kind of we wanted that to come across in everything that we designed and wrote.
That's kind of our mentality when we made the Turtle script, or we talked about any of the elements. We did not stop until it was perfect, absolute, and it stayed with our direction.
This is the full story synopsis. We've got everything in here. This is part of what we wanted our pitch to the studio to be.
Most synopsises have a title page, but we wanted to have a drawing that encompassed what the vision was. And we thought it didn't matter if somebody just saw the website, if somebody just saw the poster, if somebody just saw the synopsis cover, if somebody just saw us talking for a little bit, we wanted them to get that this was a serious Ninja Turtles movie.
But we're trying to show you something that you haven't seen before, something where we take the Turtles in a new direction, and an exciting direction, and that's really what we were going for.
Do you guys talk to any of the other fans, or are you any of the forums?
We're on some of the forums, and we do like to talk to some of the fans, and honestly, from the website, we've got a lot of random emails from people that we've never met before who come to the site and say, "Wow, is this movie for real? Are you serious? Is this really? Because I want to see it." When we get those types of emails and correspondence from the fans, it's very encouraging to see that people honestly want what we have, and they found us, and they find it exciting, and they really hope that what we have gets turned into a movie, because they can see that what we have to offer is what they want.
It really makes my day when somebody just pops in an email and says, "Hey, the website looks great. I'm very excited about this project. Please keep me updated." And we didn't write it for the studios. We wrote it for the fans. We wrote it for us. We wrote what we thought would be cool to watch, not what would make a lot of money, what would sell a lot of toys, what would be a blockbuster. But with our elements in mind, we do think it would be a blockbuster if it's made with our vision.
We think it'd be huge. What we have and what we bring to the table is the vision, and that is the heart of the movie. Without the heart, it's not alive. I can't think of any other way to put it.
It's not.
So.
Well, thank you guys so much for giving me that inside scoop.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
I wish
you
you
so
guys
much.
the best of luck in this future film.
Glad to be here.
Thanks.